Do you understand? When you hear Dangote, what comes to your mind? Do you understand? When you hear who is popular, how many of you know Vodi? When you hear him, what comes to your mind? So a career is not necessarily what brings you your daily income. A career, it is what you are. So when I mention Pastor Shino's name, what comes to my mind is his career. If you are a teacher, you are earning money as a teacher. Teaching may not be your career. But when you speak to people, do you understand? You are a teacher, you are a teacher, you are a lecturer. But it has become a part and parcel of you that there is something that your name has been ascribed to. When you hear Otedola, you talk about money, you talk about business. Do you understand? But they have other things that they do. When you hear Bishop Oyedepo, what comes to your mind? Ministry comes to your mind. But do you know that he's a businessman? Do you know that he's a businessman? He's even the richest pastor. Do you understand? But he's not categorized as a businessman because his career, what he's known for publicly, it is a pastoral work. So this is entrepreneurship and career talk. You may be an entrepreneur and business is not your career. We have many pastors that have a lot of businesses that you cannot even point their name to it, but their career is pastorship. So that is just career. Career is not an action that fetches you your daily bread. It is what comes to people's mind at the mention of your name. That is your career. And I'm talking about definition of terms. Now, self-reliance. Self-reliance is depending on one's power and resources. When they say you are self-reliant, that means you have been equipped to an extent that even you sitting down alone, you can fix a lot of things without assistance from anybody. That is self-reliance. I'm trying to fix all these things together. That is self-reliance. And when we talk about technology, technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes. How many of you know that science is abstract, but technology is the application of it? Now, when we talk about, see these three words that are merged together, this explosive, exploit, and enlargement. So when you want to now merge these three things into this entrepreneurship and career talk, explosive, when we talk about something it talks about outburst. We can talk about something that is overwhelming, heart-breaking. When we talk about exploit, something that is great. When we talk about enlargement, it talks about multiplication, replication, institutionalizing something. That is enlargement. So, and if you want to do this, how many of you have seen people that won money lottery, visa lottery before? You see people that won visa lottery. If you see people that this bet Nigeria that they play this game, you would have seen people that have 1 million from it before. That is heartbreaking. But the exploit of it is what they make out of it. See, getting rich is the easiest thing. Today you can be rich today. Maybe someone can just give you 10 million and you are rich. But if you want to be wealthy, it's a lifetime journey. So someone can be rich today, tomorrow is poor again. It is the financial capacity that makes you rich. It is your networking and your influence that make you wealthy. Do you understand? So when we are talking about explosive is that within a short period of time, maybe when they say something explode, do you understand? It is a one-time thing. It's a one-time thing. But after the explosion, what comes out of it is the exploit. This is our crude oil. It is raw in nature. We have it. Do you understand? We have it. But what we make out of it, it is the exploit that we can do. This man was talking about this Tinubu's regime. This man Tony Elumelu was saying that before the admission of Tinubu, that we were producing 100% of oil and we were losing 97% of it. Only 3% of it is our profit. But now it says we are through the first subsidy of a thing that we are having 98%, that only 2% of it is getting to loss. Who saw that video? So it is what we make out of what we are doing. If daddy give me 20 million today, I'm rich financially, but next week I can be broke. Because if you know that 20 million, if you want to buy land in Lekki, you will hardly find one plot of land. So because I have 20 million now, I want to move with the big boys. I relocate to Lekki. Lo and behold, in less than 1 month, I will be broke and come back to my normal state. But someone they gave 20 million naira that knows that this 20 million naira, it is a one-time thing. No, tomorrow it will not come again. That kind of a person now goes to a village to buy like 10 acres of land for 1 million naira. Do you understand? And put in infrastructures, put in solar, build tomato farm, have poultry with 50 million, and have a 5 million backup for management. In the next 5 years, they cannot sit side by side. The person that went to Lekki will never stay beside him. It is not because of the money that they gave them. It is because of the knowledge and the mindset. It is the knowledge and the mindset. We are still defining times. We are still going to the proper talk. We are still trying to define some terms. If you have 100,000 naira with you, and I have 100,000 naira with me, if you are going out to buy a phone, if your budget to buy a phone is button phone, I think you can still get a button phone, this small phone of 20,000, 50,000 naira. So your mindset is projecting that I'm very rich after even getting that phone. But someone that wants to buy iPhone 12, you know, usually that you want to buy button phone, you can still dash some of 5,000 and you have the same amount of money. But someone that wants to buy iPhone 12, what will he be doing? If you see any work to add to that money, you still go and do it. 1 naira must not leave that money. That is mindset. That is why you see some rich people that you know that these people, they are billionaires, and when you ask them for 10,000 naira, they don't have it. It is not because they don't have the money. It is because what they have is not enough for their budget. The more you go, the more your vision expands. So that is why I say in this life, if I'm better than you, there is no nobility in it. For me to brag that I'm better than you, there is no nobility in it at all. There is no joy in it. The only joy comes that where I am today, tomorrow I'm better than where I am. So if I'm comparing myself to you, and your only motive is to become a local government chairman, that is your motive. And now I'm not better than you, I'm happy that I'm better than you, and my own motive is to become a president of the nation. You know, the visions are different. You are just killing yourself. So anytime you want to advance, you are compared to your partner that at least Moshe better than you now, whereby your real competitor, they are outside the world. Election is coming at 2027. Many people that will still contest that we've not seen, most of them will still come from abroad. And someone that is in their village is still comparing himself with his friend that have 10,000 naira because he have 20,000 naira. So if you have 20,000 today, leave your friend. See, in this life they call something if you go to school together, you are classmates. No, you are schoolmates, you are not classmates. It is what if you are in JS1 together or SS3, you finish your secondary school, what brings you together is just that class. Once you step out, your competitors, we have 200 million Nigerians. Even your competitors are outside Africa. So leave there your 33 members of class members, 33 in class, leave them, they are not your competitors. In the world we have billions of population, those are your competitors. So if you are comparing because you are a senior prefect boy in school and you have assistants that gbogbo àwọn eléyìí mo jù wọ́n lọ. Do you understand? There are some people that are labor prefects in another school that are better than you. It is, before you meet, it is when you now meet them, when you leave your confined environment, you will now meet them that someone that was not even a prefect is better than you. But if you are not comparing yourself with your librarian prefect, you will die there, and your dream will die. So we are still defining some terms. So, self-reliance through technology. Before we go into that, let us leave technology aside first. Technology is what? Is a long thing. Before the invention of technology, things that technology are doing now, our fathers that are not educated, they are doing it. They don't just know the formal way to put it. Do you understand that? Our fathers, this technology, they are doing it. They don't have a formal way to present it. If something happened in one village, they want to pass the information to another village. They know how to they know how to convey the information in that small thing. And when the thing gets to that person, he will know that you can come to share it. Do you understand? So we are going to technology for self-reliance, but before that, we will still deliberate on these old ways, the ancient ways of our father are doing it. Because if you don't understand that principle, you cannot survive the technology aspect. You have to know it. There's a time that when you finish secondary school, the first thing that your parents will enroll you is computer training. Not that time, we have limited people that have the knowledge of computer. So that is why you have to go to computer centers to go and learn computer maybe for 3 months or 6 months before you gain admission. Because we have limited people. But these days now, if you don't have the knowledge, you are only killing yourself. Even if you have PhD, if you don't have computer knowledge, if you are not computer literate, your PhD is as a waste as nothing. It's a waste. If you are a professor, you don't have the knowledge on how to navigate your way on the laptop, on the system. If they present something before you and you don't know how to navigate it, you are killing yourself. Many opportunities will pass you by and wait for undergraduate until they graduate to hand over to them. You are only a professor. So if you don't know how to operate a computer now, you know we are moving to another realm, AI. If you don't know how to operate computer now, you cannot survive AI. If computer you are lagging behind how to operate computer, how to do this, you cannot survive AI. See, in the next 5 years you will be 20 years backward. You don't understand. See, even if you are a cleaner now, if you are working as a cleaner, your guy can just say, must send the document, you can see WhatsApp, you'll let me print it. So people does not even know how to share file from WhatsApp to another to a laptop. You don't have to know coding. You don't have to know how to build a website. Just know the basics. Even if you don't have more than SSC, even if you have primary C's, just have a basic knowledge of technology. There was a job I did and I left sometimes. So the job was admin officer. That was the job. So when the person I wanted to go and meet for interview was telling me things that I would do, so arrangement of payrolls, all those things were using majorly like data analysis. Do you understand? That was the major job description. And you know me, I know Excel to some extent, but not that deep. So not as deep as to compete for a position that needs experts in that field. Do you understand? Where we have a lot of persons that will apply. You know what I did? I know that job I must get it, but the information I need was only on YouTube. I don't have to enroll in any school. 24 hours that day I was on YouTube. See, I studied Excel that night, like for that 24 hours. I crammed the Excel for the interview. I crammed everything. How to do payroll when you want to enter anything. Everything about Excel. Step formatting, colors, everything about Excel. I crammed it for the interview. And some people now, they don't even know how to browse to get information. Imagine you want to live here to Abeokuta, you are new, and you are still looking for someone to ask. See, you can live here to Katsina that you have never been to, and you will get there without asking anybody. But some people don't know how to do that. See, you will ask 20 people before you get there. That is why they will easily kidnap you, because they know that you are GKC. So ignorance is not an excuse. There is no excuse for ignorance. Anything that you face through ignorance is your fault. But because you see this greatness, you know, when we have low level of people that are great, it is because the sacrifice is high. It's not easy. Everybody wants to eat and sleep. It's not easy to inconvenience yourself to be great. Me, I like to write. No, I know how to write, but I don't like to write. But I want to read, but I'm not a person that can sit in one place and say I want to be reading for 24 hours. So if there's something you like and you know that there's a place of weakness, you find another route to do it. I cannot sit down like maybe 12 hours to be reading, but me, I can watch videos for many hours. So anything that I want to read, I just convert it to audio. Go online, you will see the audio. Just get AirPod or earpiece. Even when you are inside a bus, you keep listening to it. Because if I'm reading, I get bored. So I need actions to keep me alert. So I will either convert it to a video, find the video version of it. If I can't see the video version of it, I will convert it to audio. Even Bible now have audio. If you cannot sit down to read Genesis from chapter 1 to the last chapter, play the audio parts. Before you listen to it for 10 times, you will grab it over and over again. Not everybody have the patience. Me, I don't even have the patience. Even if I'm less busy doing nothing, it is not part of me. I would rather look for something to do that will take me around. So you identify your weakness and you know the best route to go about it. So now I told us that we are still going to the digital to the technology way, but before that, let me tell us the old things that we knew already. I just want to remind us what our fathers used to do before the advent of technology. If you want to be great, these are things you should do. Meet people. See, if you have 100 certificates, one single person will take someone that does not have a single certificate over you. One single person. If you are a pastor, if you fast 365 days, dry fasting, you still need the access of mind to be great. Because God gave men that authority. So some people, because you are spiritual, you don't even recognize, you don't even care for anybody. God does not work like that. Those people, they know God too. God is not as cruel as you think. So because you fast 365 days now, because someone wants to obstruct you, you are praying that God should kill the person. The person says, have God now. That person you are praying that God should kill. Do you know some people act based on what they've passed through. When you see great people, they act based on what they've passed through. That is why you see that some great people, they don't want to associate with the poor. Because they've given that opportunity to some people and they misused it. So if it's now your turn, because that person does not give you your day, you are now asking God to kill that person. It's not possible. Because the person is justified. So meet people And when you meet people, there are some things you should not do when you meet people. There are some things you should never do when you meet people. Never ask for money. When you meet the rich people, the great men, if the first thing that you ask for is money, that is the last time they will pick your call. Don't ask for money. See, both poor and rich, everybody have a problem. But for you to gain the access of a great man, you have to be able to provide a solution to that person's problem. But Pastor, because you have 10 billion now, I now met you, I now say I was now speaking like you have to pity me because I want to finish from school and my school fees is 100,000. That is the last time you pick my call. It is not because he doesn't have the money. Even the money will not even take an inch from him, but it's because of your mindset. People that want to be great, they need people that have. That's why you see some people that they are very poor, and you see them that when they call some rich people, if they miss their call, they will call them back. They don't ask for money. And those rich people too, they observe you. For 6 months, you may be moving with a rich person and 1,000 naira is not giving you. And he's calling you and you are talking, you are like going to his house, the only thing they give you is food. If you are going, he doesn't give you transport fare. Have you been in that position before? And you think the person is stingy or wicked? It's not. The person has undergone a process that needs you to be refined because before you gain access to his financial resources. It is not free. Because anything you get free, someone has paid for it. So, meet people. Never ask for money. Please take note of, don't ask for money. And another thing is, never be the empty side of the relationship. Don't be the empty side of the relationship. You are too empty that person does not even have, even if the person is bored. Some people what they bring to a relationship is just their jovial. Do you know that? If the person thinks, if the other person is bored or is down, he just call you. You just share him up. But you don't have anything to give. You don't have money. You are not jovial. You don't have idea. What is the relationship about? You are empty. So don't be the empty part of the relationship. If you are in a relationship with anybody, your friend, maybe your mentor, know how you can contribute. Some great men are so occupied that they don't have time to do many things. Look at the things that he doesn't have time to do. Look at the ways you can fix. Look at the things you can do among all of those things. You have to sacrifice. Everything is not about money. Great men that today is here, tomorrow is Kaduna, next tomorrow is in Abuja. There are a lot of things that cannot fix himself. A lot of things. Even sometimes his schedule, he cannot fix it. He will forget schedules. Just ask him, so that you will forget what are those places, what are the timings, so that I can keep reminding you. It's enough for some people, and they keep observing you. Some people have 2 appointments in a day already, and they've forgotten, and they will now ask consent to another appointment for that same day because they've forgotten. They need someone to fix those places for them. But you have that money because you want to pay school fees. There are some great people that even if you are a dropout, they will fix you in a managerial position that you will aid people that have masters and PhDs. It is not about certificates. Some people will employ you without a certificate. Who is even asking for a certificate nowadays? Only when you go for a formal interview. That is when people will ask for a certificate. People that wants to help you, they will just ask you, can you do this? If you can do it, then come on board. But if it is about school, you will sort it later. But just deliver what they have. Deliver the value. Some people will get on their job and start doing part-time to make it up. And another thing is, attend conferences and meetings. We've not gone into technology. These conferences and meetings, these are where you can just go. Maybe you take bike. We are still going to technology. Attend conferences and meetings. Some are paid. Some are free. Attend them. I've seen people that they use their last kobo to attend conference that they trek back home. Their last kobo to attend conference and they trek back home. Because that conference may be the only thing that they need in their life. You won't know all these things until you are now desperate for help. That is when you will know that you can sell your phone to go and attend conference, when you are desperate for help. But now that you still have 1 naira coming, 2 naira coming, these are the times you can still gather them, acquire it. There's one of my friends that traveled to UK. That guy, he studied biochemistry. Under 1 year, he had 60 certifications in caregiver. 60 under 1 year. Not free, paid all the 60. Paid under 1 year, 60 certifications. Sometimes he's doing 5 at a go. So that guy is always busy. People are he's busy with his life. For good 1 year, 60 certifications. So there is no caregiver job that you apply for and you give them 60 certifications that they say they don't know you. After getting to UK, less than 3 months, someone that he does not even date. They were not dating. You know now, everybody wants a soft landing. But they were friends before. After 3 months, he got to UK. They arranged. I was surprised when they want to do wedding. I said, wedding what time? Do you understand that kind of thing? Focus on your life first. Everything will come after. Everything. That is why you see that in most families, the poorest of them is sometimes, most especially family that are very poor, have a very open background. The poorest part of them is sometimes always the firstborn. The poorest of them is always the firstborn. You know why? Therefore, you know, as a firstborn, you have a kind of mentality that you have responsibilities to take over. You have younger ones. So that firstborn takes his or her time. When it's any 10,000, you know that at least 5,000 if you set to our brewer, so that those that want to go to school, those that want to buy handout. Do you understand? And before you know, because his firstborn, he will soon get married. When he gets married, things get clumsy. So he starts struggling little by little. But do you know that there is no crime in helping your younger ones? There's no crime. But you will help, but make sure that your future is secured. Your future is secured. It is when you now become great, even your younger ones that does not even have much, you can come and fix them. You fix them. You fix them. I have a mentor. He's a professor. In his entire family, he's the only educated person in the entire family. In the entire family, he's the only educated person. It was when he got to a position, I think a rector of a school. That was when that man was already 55. His immediate younger brother, that was when he came to that school to do ND. Around 50 plus. So as he's finishing his ND, he's fixing him in a position. All of them, the younger ones, 40 something, 30 something, as he's telling, come and do your ND. I have a place to fix you. As he's finishing now, he's fixing them. They are finishing, he's fixing them. All of them. So they are eldest. So he's not the first one, the second born. So they are eldest. So you know the eldest has sacrificed a lot for them. The eldest is very poor. So the day he called the eldest man to his house, the day he gave the eldest man is a king in their village. That the eldest man. The day he gave the man a car, the man is a king. He always pursued. You have to lift him up. So when you focus on yourself, you have a lot of people that you will lift, both young and old. But that is why I say that if you want to be great, with emotions you will not be great. You will only have regrets. You know the kind of regrets you'll be having. You'll be now help me. It doesn't work like that. You get to a stage that you can only sit in a table if you have some kind of financial stability. There are tables that you cannot sit. Even if it is your younger brothers that are organizing the table, you cannot sit. So you have to be stable yourself before you can sit in some tables and dine with some people. So attend conferences and meetings. Some are free, some are paid. If they are paid, if you don't have the money, the one you can afford, go. The one that is free, go. But don't look for everything that must be free. You won't get the real value. You won't get the real value. And the next thing, choose a mentor. You can't just be everywhere. You can't just be random. Pick something that you want to do. Choose a mentor. And that mentor, most times you may not see them till the end of your life. You don't have to have a physical mentor. People follow people online. You follow their activities, follow their engagements, read their biography, have a mentor, whatever you want to do. If you are poor and someone what you want, if you are very poor from a poor family and what you want to become, you have someone that is doing great at that space and the person is in US, you don't have the money for flight. Even if you have the money for flight, you won't have access to him. But you can follow them online, follow their activities, follow their engagement, read their biography, see what they've done, look at their challenges, so that when you fail, where they fail, how they survive, will give you ginger. So that, but if you want to start looking for them, if all your family members gather money for you for flight, you will get there, you stay outside, you will not see him. So before you can see him, it is when a news has gotten to him that there is one small boy in Africa that is doing something similar to him, and anytime you send a mail to him, because he is already familiar with your name, any day he receives your mail, you will know this is something, because there is a level of growth that you've achieved. But as a nobody, you are just aspiring to be, you want to become a footballer, and you know where C. Ronaldo or Messi is. You now want to go there to go and meet them. You will never see them. The only day you will see them, maybe you went to stadium, maybe you went to stadium, maybe you went to them and you now saw them. They will just greet you casually. Before you can see those people, you have to have attained some level of growth, that they can know that this person is not just, because a lot of people want to see great men, so they need someone that has substance and value. So about it, before we go into the technology aspect, we've talked about it. Meet people and don't beg for money. Don't be the empty side of it. Attend conferences and meetings and choose a mentor. See, anything you want to do, start now. Start now. There is this man that was protesting, Omoyele Sowore. You know, if you follow that man very well, he has had a lot of issues with the police officers, security agencies, because of his advocacy of a thing. But very recent, he's advocating for police officers, because how will you serve 35 years and at the end of your service you are getting 2 million? 35 years in service, 2 million naira. And see this, our people that just finished this Women World Cup, each of them got 160 million. 160 million, each of them, from the presidency. Each of them. That match was not up to 1 month, 3 weeks, and people that served for 35 years, they are getting 2 million. So anything you want to start, that's why I tell people, I say, long ago when I was in the Polytechnic, I would have joined force because I like it. So I was a member of Mano. I know that if I join this force, because you know, as at then they were paying them, I think 37,000 as a recruit. So if I collect 37,000 for 1 year, it's like 400,000. For 10 years, it's like 4 million. 20 years is how much? 8 million. So if you work for 30 years, that's like 12 million. 30 years. That is if you don't even touch the money. If you didn't eat out of the money, you didn't have children, you didn't do your wedding, you didn't buy a house, you didn't rent an apartment, 12 million for 30 years. But I think it's now 47,000. So after this minimum wage, I think it's now 70 something or so. And they keep transferring you from one place to another. You can't even be with your family. have a friend 2014 that left poly. He has joined soldier till now we've not seen. 11 years. Today is in Sanfara, tomorrow is in One North. What kind of a life is that? And they pay them chicken change. So if you want to start ministry, start now. Have a mentor that you can follow. Don't wait till you graduate, because if you graduate there will be a lot of prayer. You want to secure a job. It is, see, there are many things that I'm getting to know after I graduated. Many things. So I now have to start learning them from people that I am far older than, because they have the idea. But if you want to get something, you don't have to remove your age, or else you will suffer. Remove it. So if you are still a student now, you want to become an entrepreneur, start now, so that you can make all the mistakes you want to make in life before you graduate. All the mistakes, make it. You want to become a book writer, start now. Make all the mistakes. Publish your book. Let nobody buy it. Continue publishing. Make those mistakes. Because when you graduate and you start getting married, you're having children, you'll be under pressure. You don't even have time to write any book. You that you want to buy Pampers, who want to write book? You won't have time. I'm serious. This is when you can do all those things. Many things. See, do your try and error now, so that when the real world comes to you, you don't make errors. Don't make errors. Not everybody will be a pastor. Not everybody will be an entrepreneur. Some of us will be working on somebody. It is not a crime. Do you know it's not a crime? You'll be working under someone, and you'll be great. This woman retired as is he chairman of MD of First Bank, Awoshika. He worked under she was not the owner of First Bank. She was not. So those are, as a lady, as a woman, those are the kind of person you should be watching. Watch them, listen to them when they talk. This woman at the age of 60, she just started her law school. Now she's in part 4. This woman that has Agape Church. What's her name? I've forgotten her name. Agape Church, that woman. Nobody knows her name. Forgotten her name. Oh, it's escaped my mind. Someone should remind me now. At the age of 60, she just enrolled to law school, to study law at the university. Now she's at part 4. Adejumo. At the age of 60. She's just starting law. What does she want again? Nothing. So as a woman, those are the kind of persons you should be listening. Not on TikTok. People that is dancing on TikTok. Not those people. Look for people that will add real value to you. I see some parents now. Some parents, they are collecting phones from their young children. Oh, tito phone, you call mama. Oh, tito phone. See, if your children, if they are 10, 8, give them phone, smartphone. You know that brain that they have, they can use it for good and bad. But it is what you tell them and information that they are privileged to. It is in that direction that they will channel it. If it because you don't want them to watch rubbish, you will collect the phone from them. They will sit on their friend's phone and they'll be hiding it from you. Before you get to know, it would have been another story. Give them a phone. Teach them how to navigate it. Tell them how to use Chrome, how to use Opera Mini browsers. Let them know it. Because the world is moving very fast. They are not joking now. When they started AI, we thought is a joke. Now every website now, they are including AI on their portal. Every website. So If you already know how to navigate your way on the PC, start knowing how to use AI. Even it's on WhatsApp. On your WhatsApp chat, there is one boot AI icon that you can use. Start learning it. That AI, I think you will hardly see a question that you will ask that will not answer you. To Baso Yoba, Omaso Yoba, he will reply you that this language. That AI is very, the input was very strong. Very strong. Even some people when some people are bored, they chat with that AI like a companion, just normal chat, how you chat with your friends, and they will reply you. That chat booth. So now we are going into that technology, transitioning into technology. Don't just because you want to be tech savvy or you want to prove that you know how to use technology. If you don't offer value, you'll be useless. If you don't offer value, you'll be useless. The first thing, identify problem. In this country alone, we have a lot of problems. A lot. Identify problems. There are people now that this guy that just employed one master's degree that has sacked the guy of recent. This Pella guy. He employed a master's degree. Who watched that TikTok videos where he was recruiting them? So he employed one guy. He paid the guy first 500k. Now he has sacked the guy. He has sacked the guy. If you see the number of master's degree holders that came for the interview, for someone that you are not even sure he has collected his WAEC result, you are not sure. But because he identified the problem, see, Nigeria, there is a lot of pains in this country that people need who can relieve them of that pain. If you are jovial, people will come and look at you. So it's just the guy is just on TikTok doing his thing, catching cruise on TikTok, and you start liking it. Because sometimes if you are alone bored, you just want to scroll on Pella's TikTok page, and it's getting money. So don't just because you want to go into technology, don't be empty. You need to have a value, identify problems. And if you want to identify a problem, there are just two problems that you can identify. Either your problem the problem of the poor or the rich. There's nothing like middlemen, no? Like average Nigerians. There's nothing like that. Is it that you are poor or you are rich? So if you have a product that you want to sell, if you have a product, design your product either a common product or a luxury product. There is no middle. There's no middle. Because if you have a middle product, the poor will not be able to afford it, and the rich, they will see it as inferior. Your product will go back to your house. So have a product either for the poor or for the rich. So if you have designed your product, that is where you can now select your target audience. So don't do a product that is average, but at least come and want you, come and encourage you. You will take your product back home. There is people that have small kids. There is one video. I think that video has, it has the highest number of stream or views on YouTube. This baby chakudu kudu video. How many of you know it? How many people know it now? You know it, sir. So when a baby is crying and you play that video, he or she will be watching it. So now it has become that anybody that is your baby is crying, they will recommend go and download that video from Yokomawu. And it's true, because they have cartoons in it, they have a lot of these things in it. The video now, if you see the billions of views that is on it, you can check YouTube. So identify a problem. That person now is just for kids. And that just one video. That one video. that person would have been a multi-millionaire. Just a single video on YouTube. Another thing is, when you identify problem, formulate a solution, a lasting one, a lasting solution. Formulate it. Don't just see that. Now we have a problem in this country in agricultural sector. We have a problem. If you go to many rural areas now, they don't go into farming again because there is no place to sell it. It was when I was working in Lagos that I know that people in village, they are producing farm produce. They don't have a place to sell it. And people in Lagos, those restaurants, they need product. They don't know who have it. So a problem is you can even create a system that links a buyer to a seller only for agricultural produce. You know, most of those farmers, they don't have a smartphone. If you create a website, go to those rural areas, meet the farmers, have their details on that website. In those their village, have small office there. Anybody that produce maize, let them come to your office. Okay, they have maize. Put their phone number on the website. Have someone in Lagos. Those people, they are educated in Lagos. Those that have restaurants. So anytime they make a request for a product in Lagos or Ibadan, anywhere, the number of those people that have that product pops up on the website, and you take your commission. Because there's a serious problem. People that are producing the product, they don't know who to sell to because they don't have the marketing skills. They need someone to do that for them. And the only way you can continue earning for life, it is through commission. Through commission. Because anything that you must be there to fetch you income, it is not a sustainable source of income. Because the day that you didn't go there, you won't get paid. So even if you are a teacher, you are very good. Once you teach in class now, your students can comprehend very well. Build an online school. Build online school. You know, you can convince students, you can teach them, they can understand. Build an online school. Have students that, once you know that this is, if your children are, if your students are maybe primary class, then build an online school for pupils. Once they need solution to, maybe they have a mathematics problem, they are coming to your website. Their mom and their daddy will play it for them. So before they get to school the following day, they already know the answer to their problem. If you are a preacher, if you are sound in preaching, then create a social media platform. Do that. Because, you know, in one congregation, you can't have millions. Because you don't have the building. But online, you can see billions. Anything that you know how to do best, try to improvise how you can reach a large number of persons. There is one thing that I was busy. There is a lady that the lady was bringing me staffs. So the lady wants to work, but she's having health issues. She cannot do that kind of a job. So I now told her, if you bring 50 staff, do you understand? Okay, you will start working with us as a secretary. So she's working towards that 50 staffs, and already she has brought less than 1 week. She has brought like 12. So yesterday I now called her. Less than 1 week, you've brought 12 people, and you don't have a job. So if you can convince 12 people to come and work, why don't you start making money from them? Have a form, make it formal. People are looking for a job. Collect 2,000 naira for them for a form, and have an agreement. Their first salary take 10%. If you bring 10 people, it's like 70,000 naira every month. You stay at home doing your jejeli, eating your indomie. So why? What are you looking for? If you can convince 10 people or 12, less than 1 week. So anything you do that 1, 2, 3 persons are patronizing you, make it formal. To survive this economy, you need multiple stream of income. Multiple. Anything that you try that is working, make it formal. Try and that one is working, make it formal, but don't be disorganized. Don't be disorganized. So now the lady is working on a brand name. He wants to have a brand name. Now he's drafting a form. So when you collect that form, now you are looking for a job. You come to collect the form, 2,000 naira, and on the form there's an agreement that your first salary, she's taking 10%. If you're earning 100,000, she's taking 10,000 every month. And I mean the first month only. She's taking, so if he's bringing 10 people every month, that means he's having 100,000 every month. Plus the form, 20,000, making 120 every month. Just in our room, just telling people, posting on Facebook, posting on WhatsApp. Simple as that. Anything that you do that 1, 2 persons have interest, make it formal. Start doing it. Because, yes, thank you. So start doing it. God is helping us in Jesus' name. So it is a lifetime journey. Please, if all of us that we are here, if we become billionaires today, it doesn't change the status, the poverty level of Nigeria, because we are not even up to 0.1%. We are not up to currently 70% of Nigerians live in abject poverty. So that abject poverty, all of us that we are here, we are not part of them, because you still have clothes, you have a house to stay, you can still afford transport from that. You are not part of that 70%. The statistics gave us that 70%, they don't have a house to stay, they don't have a clothes, they cannot afford a single meal per day. That's 70%. So all of us now, based on that statistic, we are not poor. It was tagged abject poverty, 70%. Abject poverty. So anything that you can do to escape poverty, do it, but do it in God's way, and don't do anything that is illegal. So if you do anything that is illegal, if you labor for 30 years, one day, just a single day can bring everything down. So do your thing appropriately and make it legal, so that you know that anything you are building is sustainable. If you acquire anything through fraud, it is not sustainable. One day everything can fall. So you have to start again. That is why you see many people that are into all this fraud thing. If they start getting $100, $200, the day they stop getting that money, that is the day they start thinking of rituals. Because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And people that have not done ritual, they will still be telling their friends that it is their fraud that they are doing that is paying them. Until you get close to them and you know what they are really doing. I have a street younger brother then that he puts 1,000 in the mouth of lizard. That 1,000 in 7 days, it will turn to 7,000. We now bring that 7,000 again, put it back in the mouth of that lizard in 7 days. That 7,000 will become 49,000. Put it again for 7 days, 49,000 again times 7. He continues, and he will be telling his friends that only clients can phone low. Do you understand? So anything that you can do, start it now. It will be difficult. It cannot be rosy because you are starting afresh, but you are building a generational wealth. It is worth the pain, it is worth the sacrifice, it is worth the prayer. So I will leave us with this. Don't give poverty a chance. Anything that you can do it, but make it legal. God will help us in Jesus' name. Thank you.
We can do better. Can we jam our hands together for that wonderful session?